Hello, everyone. So, I was thinking today about these fruits of the Spirit. And last night we talked about peace. And the next one in that list is another P word, but one that none of us are really very excited about right now. And that's the word patience. Truth be told, we're not very excited about patience right now, and most of the other times of our life, we haven't been very excited about the word patience either. Patience is hard. Patience is difficult, and it's the one that everyone says never pray for patience because learning patience is what is really hard. Um, but I was thinking about that idea of patience, and one of the things that I would ask you is: have you ever had the experience of watching a movie with someone who hasn't seen it when you have seen it? You've seen the movie already, and you know how it goes, and you know what's coming next. But the person you're watching it with has never seen it before, and they know you know what's coming. If you do that with a child, especially a child that likes to ask questions, it's really trying of your patience because you don't want to ruin what's coming next. You want them to have the same experience you had in learning, in seeing, in developing, in growing, in letting the story unfold. You don't want to rush to the end. You don't want to rush them to the end. And so there's that sense of urgency on their part, and they will ask questions all the time. When is this going to happen? What's going to happen next? What's coming after this? And you just kind of respond with, don't worry, it'll be okay, keep watching the story. Well, if you're on this side of that experience, it's one thing to kind of put up with all of the constant questions. But on the other side of that experience, when you're the one with all of the questions, when you're trying to figure out how long, when will it happen? Is this all going to work out or is it not? We ask those questions, and it feels like the response of "Don't worry" is a response that says, you're missing the point." But God, but I wonder how often that's our experience with God. Our Heavenly Father knows where this story is going. He has this story in His hands. Our Heavenly Father is not surprised by the outcomes that happen. He knows the pain and the struggle and the grief and the fear, and He understands all of that. But God, in the end, knows this story is leading towards the end that God has in mind. We forget that sometimes. We forget that often. And we get impatient while we wait to see how the story will unfold. But when I understand it this way, I understand that patience is not so much about learning to wait as it is about learning to trust. I can be patient not because I love the waiting, but because I know that the one who knows the end can be trusted. And so I wait with trust, with peace, with the fruit of the Spirit that reminds me that even this day is in God's hands, that each day is in God's hands, and that in God's hands it always comes to the end that God has made for us. And that end will be very good. I won't ask that you learn more patience, but I will ask that you learn to patiently trust. Have a good evening and keep living the story.